This is the method that a lot of people use to record themselves with. It's fast, it's easy. The videos are usually pretty good depending on the kind of cell phone that you're using, but the audio on these things is terrible. There is nothing worse on the market that you can use than the microphone of a cell phone to capture yourself. Granted, a lot of the newer cell phones on the market are striving to try to improve that. But if you're in a quiet environment, you might get a fair amount of quality built into it. But the moment that you have a noisy keyboard, noisy environment, the microphone captures everything. If you're in a place or room that has a lot of reverb or it's echoey, you're going to hear that. If you have a television somewhere on in the room, it will be heard. If the neighbor is doing their lawn, you're going to hear them. That's everything that will hurt the quality of the audio on your file. And if you're trying to make a video about music, why are you letting these things get into your videos at all? The solution to this is very simple. Let me show you. Adding audio interfaces to your cell phone is not anything new. As a matter of fact, if you go back several years, you might even fall into and see a guy like this actually talk about his audio interface. Wonder who that is. Anyway, this is a great start, and that's the trick to getting great audio to your cell phone based videos. For situations when I'm not needing the best quality video that I possibly can make, I can use my cell phone. But the cell phone audio, like I said, has horrible audio. The fix to that is very simple. Insert an audio interface into the mix. Now, for me, I like to be wireless, so I'm not tethered to the audio interface, although you could be if you wanted to. There's nothing stopping you. But in this case, I have my camera at the top that's receiving its audio from the audio interface. And the audio interface is getting its audio from a wireless receiver. This is my wireless transmitter. It's plugged into my accordion directly. Because I'm using a digital accordion, I'm not going to be hearing any external noises. So things like clacking bass buttons, clacking keyboards, people walking by, the television that I have on upstairs, or people doing their lawn next door to me, completely unheard. I don't need to care about anything because the audio feed will be 100% clean and clear. This is the best reason to do that. Also, I'm going to have a stereo signal, which means I'll have an image. The image I can control, set up by the way I have my accordion programmed. So if you have a digital accordion, there is no reason not to do this because if you're making a music video, you want your music to be the best you can make it in terms of quality. Don't need to hear any echo, don't need to hear any people walking by. Not necessary. In my case, if I want to add some vocals or talking onto the video at the same time that I am trying to show something or demonstrate something on the digital accordion, I'll add a wireless lavalier. So this is the transmitter, and you can actually see the little lavalier coiled. I can pin that somewhere to my shirt, keep the actual transmitter near me on my belt, and just turn it off and on as required. Let's take a look at my setup. I'm still on that same $10 tripod, and over there is my Guitaria. That's my receiver. On top of the receiver, I have that little receiver for the vocals or voice or talking. It's a simple little receiver and it clips right here Fits nice. Then as the sound comes in, it goes into the audio interface, and the sounds come in through here. Here we see the connections. You'll see the two stereo connections that I have for the digital accordion, right and left, and then next to it, I have the vocals. Nice thing about it is I can actually record these separately on 3 channels and later record them if I want to. But that's not the point. We want the audio to go straight from the audio interface into the phone. So as it comes into the audio interface, it then comes out of the USB out. That's a little USB-B or mini USB, excuse me, cable that comes in, follows this wire, and goes into the USB-C connector of my phone. And this gets captured onto the file. There's no trimming, there's no needing to sync audio. Everything goes one, and it's light and easy to walk away with.
Okay, so what are we here to do? We're going to take a look at the audio differences between a setup that has an audio interface versus one that does not. We're taking a look at a camera that has just a basic camera mic on it, recording the room ambience the way you would with a cell phone. And we're going to take a look at what it sounds like. Now I'm going to separate the video from the audio, meaning that the video will always be only from the cell phone, okay? And I'll let you know when I'm using the audio from the camera microphone versus the one that's on the interface. That's usually going to be very easy to tell. Let me show you the quick differences just with the voice. Now I've got my little lavalier wireless mic right here. It's a little bit too far from where the lav should be, but in the interest of just trying to set it up quickly, make a quick demonstration, here's how it is. The setup with the camera microphone, this is how it sounds with the camera microphone in this room. Now this is in my basement. This basement is well insulated against sound and doesn't have a very lot, there's not a lot of reverb in here. So you're not going to hear it as much as, if, for example, I had done the same demonstration upstairs in my room like I did in the living room, I should say, like I did the last time. The living room is horribly echoey. You can tell what it is. But I want to give it a fair shake. We're in the basement, and here's how it sounds like with just my voice on the microphone of the camera. Switching over now to the digital audio, you can tell that's a little bit better. Now, I'm still too far away from here, okay? Normally that should be like right up here. Don't care about that part. This is the part that's interesting for me. It's the quality of the sound of the digital analog sound that's coming here captured digitally, okay? So looking at it just from the camera mic side, and then if we take a look at that same thing on the audio side, audio interface that is, here we go. Now the thing with this is still capturing a little bit of the audio. So what we do is, let's move over to the audio mic, the camera mic I should say. Now we're on the camera mic here, just straight camera mic, but just to avoid confusion, I'll put on the screen when I'm using the digital audio interface versus the camera mic, but it should be really obvious. Here we go. Audio interface side. So that should be very, very obvious. Now we're also carrying a stereo signal. So let's take a quick look at how they both sound, okay? Now I'm going to be capturing my voice strictly on the camera mic, which is going to be horrible, but that will just pretty much accentuate the differences between that one and this one. Okay, first test is going to be just on the camera microphone side. Now let's take a quick change over to the digital side with the audio interface. That should be very obvious as to which side has a better sound. So why are we doing it this way with the straight camera mic or the cell phone mic? Because it's easy. But here's the thing that we're not going to mix. Now I'm going to still leave this muted. This is just on the camera. Here's the part where you see the differences if you're using this kind of an accordion. Now the 8Xs and the Evos, they're all horribly clacky keyboards. Let me just turn the volume off here. I don't want that in my recordings. Okay? That's horrible. So, by going into the digital world, I remove this. And that's why we do it this way. Okay? And it's up to you whether you want to do it this way or the way I consider the proper way. But I'm pretty sure that if you're going to want to have any kind of likes for your music videos, you're going to take the extra few seconds and put an audio interface there. Thanks very much for watching. My name is Jerry PH from accordionmemories.com. Ciao.